Hello, this is Barry Coombs from Computerworld. I'm the pre-sales director, specialising in end-user computing and virtualisation technology. I'm joined today by David Hepworth. He is our wireless specialist. We're recording this short video today just around education and the challenges that education establishment IT managers are facing today. And I think that's for a number of different reasons. It's always been a particularly challenging environment working in education and dealing with the IT solutions. But what we also need to be able to consider is today the expectations of the users are growing. They are using technology at home that might be more advanced than what they're finding inside the school or university campus itself. And their expectation is to be able to walk into those environments and maybe use their own technology they're bringing in. They're bringing in tablets, iPhones. Certainly in university environments, laptop devices have been used as a bring your own device technology for a long period of time. But the greater density in these devices and how to manage these devices, but also how to make sure that that classroom experience can be taken away from the classroom and consumed anywhere on campus or further from home, bring a raft of challenges to those organisations. And there's been some interesting reports recently. VMware did one that said certainly in the university space, students are now looking at what technology is going to be available to them when choosing their university. And they're actively making decisions about what the technology, what the facilities at those environments look like access to the internet from those campuses. So Dave, when you're speaking to our customers, what are you seeing as their challenges and what are they looking for around the kind of wireless and networking piece?
Okay, so at the moment we've got a lot of customers that are currently having issues, I could say, with their wireless system because they've got quite legacy wireless systems in place. Because connectivity from a learning perspective, a lot of schools are still back where we were previously, where you had just a computer suite and everyone, if they were doing IT or some sort of programming or computer studies, they go off into the IT suite, or they'd have a trolley of laptops that were then brought to the classroom and they were actually plugged in with a physical connection, with a wired connection.
Sure.
That's changing. So that the key part now is we've got schools that are wanting more mobility and more connectivity, more reliability, and the AP solution's got to be a lot more robust and a lot more secure because there's a lot of data is going to be going on the wireless now. So the key thing that you're going to notice, and we notice with a lot of schools, it's we want staff and students to have a wireless experience, or they would like staff and students to have a wireless experience which they expect to be as good, or if not better, than what they're receiving at home or in public spaces.
And they should be able to use these devices they're bringing with them to connect to that network, whether that's on some kind of guest network or some kind of in-between network that allows them to access certain resources onside the campus, but also keeping that security in mind and the quality of the signal that they're going to expect. We then have the flip side of that is what are they going to be accessed once they're on the network when it comes to internet. So things like filtering and what is accessible to those users is also going to be very important. So, and what we're also seeing is that not all wireless solutions are built equal. So if you think you're going out there and looking at one solution, well, that must be the best of the others. It really does depend on what you're trying to achieve, what area you're trying to cover, and making sure that you're having a solution that is designed to the requirement and the environment that it's going to be installed in.
Education is now always going to have to be one step ahead of the curve, I guess, in front of the curve of technology, because these students are going to be the people that are going to be introducing these new systems. They're going to be the people that are doing computer studies. They're going to be programming. So whatever it might be, that if they have this connectivity, it's invaluable. So the point I'm trying to make is that it comes down to we're going to have more devices on the network. You will have more devices on the network, and you will have people expecting that they can have their laptop, their smart device, their watch, their glasses in the future, whatever it might be. The Internet of Things is growing. So what you're really looking for is it's always going to be about throughput. What's the best throughput? What's the best connectivity that you can offer your students? There's a lot of, like Barry said, a lot of products out there that can offer lots of different features. So that there's different manufacturers of wireless products that will say, well, we can do this, we can do this, and we can do this. There's a whole variety of features that are useful, but what you really, the most important part of the whole project is when you're looking to install the solution for the school, is making sure that you've got the wired infrastructure in place. That's programmed or designed in the right way that will assist a better transaction from wireless to wired. And then from there, you're looking to put in enough APs that is going to be able to cope with this increase in connection. So it's all about having an AP solution that is reliable, robust, and secure. We'll come on to security, I guess, in a second. But it's all about the security of we can allow the influx of bring your own devices to increase because it is going to increase.
Okay.
It's only going to get bigger.
So we're obviously going to be diving a lot deeper into these technologies. We have a webinar coming up. All the details will be on the screen at the moment with regard to the date. And Dave will be delving deeper into the technologies that we recommend to help education establishments meet these diverse needs and introduce a flexible solution that can grow to meet the demands that are ever increasing inside education establishments. Now, of course, once we've got the wireless there, that's fantastic. We then have the ability to access the internet and systems and things like that. But we then need to consider, what are the students going to do once they're on the wireless? How are we going to extend that classroom experience to the greater campus and also to home? And that's where technologies like bring your own device work, but also we might want to look at VDI platforms to allow us to have secure ways for those students or staff to access those internal systems. It's got to be done in a way that is going to work seamlessly though. If we're ever investing money on end user solutions, we've got to be improving user experience. So today they're used to walking into a classroom and using a device that is up to a certain standard. I think what the challenge that we have seen over the past few years is people try and implement VDI on a shoestring, which often means that the quality of the VDI experience is actually less than what they could expect to get in a classroom. But what we've seen with changes inside the end user computing technologies is that price has now been able to be lowered. We're now able to offer graphics intensive workloads, 3D workloads, and also SSD-like performance at the cost of a standard PC or less. So that is becoming a lot more of an option inside education establishments, and we've got a number of customers that have been on board in this technology now for a long period of time, so it's now a tried and tested platform. The other trend that we're also seeing inside education is around being able to offer cloud-based applications. So things like Office 365 and also maybe Google Apps or things like that. But we need to be considering authentication. How are we going to be managing that as an organisation? And how are we going to make sure that that experience from a user perspective is seamless? So they walk into a computer room, as you say, and they access 10 different cloud applications. They then go home, they need to access those same 10 cloud applications. We don't want them to be having to go to 10 different websites. We don't want them having 10 different sets of credentials. It all needs to be single sign-on. It needs to be able to be managed by the IT department, be flexible for the user. So those are the other challenges. But if brought together and we've got this robust, secure, wireless environment, we've got good connectivity, we've got a secure strategy about how our content and how our users, our students, are going to be able to access that classroom content at home or in the campus, we're starting to get to a lot more flexible space that the students and staff will be able to appreciate. So we also are going to be running an end-user computing focused webinar on education. Again, all the details for that are on the screen. And we have a Office 365 seminar coming up as well. So if you'd like to join us with that, again, the details are on screen. So I think that's it for today. That's all we wanted to do, is just kind of sum up some of the challenges we're seeing in the education sector, some of the ways that we think can be worked on to improve those areas. If any of that is of interest to you, please join us on any of the webinars or seminars on screen. Or if you'd like to speak to one of the Computerworld specialists, please contact us via your usual Computerworld account manager. Thank you.